All right, during the morning rush, right before 6 a.m., many of you saw something blazing through the sky. We know that because we heard from you. Several people called us and emailed us describing it as a large, bright green light, far too large to be a shooting star, so they said.
Yes, so we sent 9 News reporter Kevin Torres up to Boulder to find an expert who has the answers to your questions.
This is the Space Technology Building.
The Laboratory for Atmospheric and Space Physics in Boulder is one of those places where really smart people work.
So I was trained as a physicist and an astronomer and a planetary scientist.
People like Nick Schneider.
It's a good mix of things.
He's the man who was able to put a label on what many of you saw thundering through the Colorado sky early this morning.
Now, a typical shooting star that everybody has seen may be the size of a pea or a grain of sand, something really small. Now, this one was much bigger.
It's what's known as a fireball, which is pretty much a really large shooting star.
So shooting stars, you can see them any night, but a fireball like this is pretty rare in one location.
It's so rare, the average person will only see 1 or 2 of them in their lifetime, if they're lucky.
A lot of them are happening over the ocean or uninhabited areas.
The one that soared over Colorado this morning could be seen from hundreds of miles away and as far north as Wyoming. In the last couple of years, there has only been a handful of reported fireball sightings in Colorado.
A fireball like this is usually just visible for a handful of seconds as it goes across the sky like that. Enough to let your jaw drop, I'd say.
Fireballs tend to travel many miles per second, which is why they're tough to see. This particular one, says Schneider, is likely millions of years old and spent its entire life in an asteroid belt.
So this has been on its orbit, thousands, millions of years going around the sun, just waiting until Earth got in the way.
Remarkable how it took that long to provide a handful of you with this spectacular 10-second show in the sky.
It's amazing.
In Boulder, this is Kevin Torres, 9 News.
Science, people, science.
I love it.
The fireball is not directly related to the one in Russia that got us all excited a while back, but Kevin's expert tells him that they are caused by the same phenomenon. It's all that space junk flying around. And the fireballs and the meteors falling from the sky are just pieces of comets and asteroids that have been stirred up by the gravity of Jupiter. That gravity of Jupiter, troublemaker.
I'm glad they're different because remember all the broken glass and the damage from the one in Russia?
Yeah,
I mean,
that one was
terrifying.
Mess.
This one was just neat to see.
Sure.
Prefer that.
I love the calls that come in after these things because everybody worries that they're the only one.
Who saw it?
Yeah.
Am I that person?
Am I that guy?
Am I that guy
you don't want to
who
be that
saw...
one who calls about lights in the sky. So people feel better when we say, no, 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 there are lots of people.
Don't feel that way. You are not alone.
Call us with your lights in the sky anytime.